It's going to be Geek Fam versus Bren Esports. On to the draft we go for game number 1. Geek Fam, as I'm seeing right now, they banned out the Cho, which by the way is one of the best heroes to give to Bren Esports because of how well Hayes can use it. Tang, I believe, also plays an off-lane type of Cho, so it could be also really good for the team. So now Geek Fam, it's the Terizla, it's the Rafaela, it's the Kufra. For Bren Esports, it's the Thams as well as the Lilia. What can you say so far, Wonder Drift?
So when you look at GeeK Fam's like a lineup for now, I mean, with that Rafaela pick, you do expect GeeK Fam to go like on the defensive end because you have that Lilia on the side of like Bren Esports, and Lilia is oftentimes on the aggression mode because of the fact that her movement speed bonuses have been really phenomenal, and the magic damage. And the fact that she could actually, if she survives prolonged in a team fight, she could actually dish out a lot of magic damage. And of course, this Rafaela and this Kufra pick, yeah, you can see GeeK Fam looking a bit very defensive in this sort of situation.
But the thing with Bren Esports is that they have incredible burst damage from physical and the magical department. You see Lilia, very good in terms of nuking down her opponents and setting up for kills because of the raw damage input that this Lilia can have. And you also have the Granger from long distance can dish out so much physical damage. And if Bren Esports will have a good laning stage, they can transition into the mid game wherein their reach factor and their nukes coming out from both the Granger and the Lilia is just way too much for GeeK Fam to handle.
Oh, look at this GeeK Fam. Oh, I like this pick, the Chang'e pick, and then they might even go for the Hayabusa pick. I mean, of course, with this Hayabusa pick, it could actually be used for like a split pushing option. And this could be like the late game presence that GeeK-Fam-PH could actually deploy. And Kurtzy, or Kurtizi, depending on how you like to pronounce it, is actually very good with the Hayabusa. He destroyed Archangel in the latter stages of that matchup with his Hayabusa play. And that's something that Bren Esports would have to watch out for.
Oh my goodness. I did not see this coming at all. Well, Badang has been rising in the pub meta right now, pub matches. You see that when you go for your ranked matches, you can see actually this hero being picked up. Very strong combination with for something like a Nakai or maybe a Kufra. Can't remember if they did not pick up the Kufra themselves, but I think that what you get out of Badang is the damage that's sort of AoE but still burst.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it's just harder to initiate with. I would say comparably, for example, if you go for a Leomord or maybe Terizla. But at the very least, they have a lot of AoE damage in a very small radius, but it still does a lot of damage in an AoE.
Yeah, and I also felt like the Badang pick is primarily used by Bren Esports to like counteract this potential Rafaela pick. Because if you trap the Rafaela and you make sure that he's going to get caught by these like Fist of Fury, the Qui-Gon Fist, it's certainly going to be a difficult situation for Rafaela. Even if you have your second skill, that's going to boost your movement speed. I doubt you could ever escape. I mean, sure, you have your stun, but there's that additional pressure from the rest of the team, like the Lilia, to provide the counterplay that Bren Esports might deploy against GeeK-Fam-PH.
Well, what I really like about this is that Bren Esports have this composition that really doesn't have much problem against the sustain that can come out of GeeK-Fam-PH, because Rafaela, she might have a lot of sustain in her, but you will have to weather the storm of Bren Esports in terms of the burst damage potential. So it's gonna be GeeK Fam versus Bren Esports in this best of 3 series. We go to game number 1. Dockman to control the Kufra. It's gonna be why not on the Rafaela. Escanor on this Terizla. Kurtizi on the Hayabusa and Kingpin on the Chango. But before that, I think that something's gonna happen here.
Yeah, but so far it's not looking like everything's going to happen here. I mean, both teams are actually going for just your typical standoff as GeeK Fam is just going to take over this jungle. Now look at the side of Bren Esports. You got Doc Revo going to be playing as Ranger, tries to steal that objective here in front of GeeK Fam, but no, GeeK Fam steals it away. Hayes going to be playing as Estes on this top lane. And then, of course, got that Lilia being played by Eugene. Tang going to be playing as Coco's going to go 1v1 on the Kurtizi as Kurtizi gets the first blood.
Oh, wow. That was amazing. Well, Kurtizi does have the high and dry emblem, so that he will have the better fighting power against Coco. Coco went for the bounty hunter this time, looking for an early early kill onto this Hayabusa. Unfortunately, Kurtizi does have the advantage. Will use the shadow kill to clear out the minion wave and will recall back to the base so that instantly can kill out, and then he can get back to the lane so quickly. This is gonna be scary. Already warrior boots completed by Kurtizi. On top of the fact that he does have this wooden mask, so his farm is gonna inflate.
Yep, indeed. So a lot of, I mean, that's the strategy of GeeK Fam against Archangel. They're just going to let Curtizi get all the farming space that he needs. Then look at the side of Bren Esports. They got 2 Bounty Hunter emblems at their side. So, I don't know. Interesting here on the side of Bren Esports. Yeah. It could look kind of, it might kind of act like it's a greedy decision by Bren, but we'll see.
I think MPL-PH is seeing something else that we don't normally see in the meta right now, because they are abusing the reach factor courtesy of this Chango, as well as this Rafaela. Kufra charges Tyrant's Wrench. It will not connect, but it will secure at least the turtle take from MPL-PH as they speed themselves up. By the way, there's a lot of speed ups from the side of GeeK Fam between the Rafaela as well as this Chango. It's going to be hard for Bren Esports to reach through the backlines because of how fast MPL-PH can move.
Yep, and that's going to be a problem for Bren Esports if in case like the team fights are not in their favor, because at some points Curtizi is going to come in the team fights like in the last minute, and it could actually be a blunder for Bren Esports. As you can see, a clash happening between Peng and Escanor, but so far it's still a friendly encounter in this early game.
MPL-PH, they want to secure this top lane. Kufra charges the Tyrant's Revenge. Will not pull through with it, will not even attempt it. But up top, they will try to push. I think they'll be able to successfully push this one. Tank cannot defend anymore. Oh, look at the Chango damage.
Look at that. Dogman's going to jump in, though. Hayes going for that Blessing of the Moon God, and then Dogman going for that bouncing ball. Combine it with a penalty zone. GeeK Fam-PH, they've got 4-0 over Bren Esports, and they could go for 5-0 depending if UG can survive. But apparently it's not going to happen as GeeK Fam-PH with the perfect start.
Amazing run from GeeK Fam-PH, showing us the strength of the reach of the Chango. Curtizi running away from the Badang, and Coco will be able to defend this one, but he cannot stop the farm from Curtizi, let alone GeeK Fam-PH. They are leading by a lot against Bren, already taking on the turret up top and also taking so many victories in terms of skirmishes. It is 5-0 so far for GeeK Fam-PH.
Yeah, and this is kind of worrisome here on the side of Bren. Oh, Coco is able to activate his ultimate, and he managed to get a kill onto Curtizi. I mean, Curtizi was able to flicker out from Badan's ultimate, from Badan's abilities, but so far, Bren Esports are able to get that blow onto the poor Curtizi. And he's one of the late-game specialists for GeeK Fam-PH, so they gotta watch out if you're GeeK Fam.
UG will get at least a skill onto the buff, but somewhere around the map, it's actually Tank to go down. Probably was from the mid lane. Onto the bottom part of the map, this is Doc Rebo trying to push the bottom lane, bottom turret. But in the middle, very quickly, GeeK Fam are able to trade. Lilia escaping death with the magic shoes.
Yep, indeed, those magic shoes are going to be so crucial without a doubt. The survivability on this Lilia is going to be so impactful on the side of Bren Esports, and they're going to concede this turtle, and just look at that gold lead. I mean, this is GeeK Fam's game so far in the early phases.
Like we mentioned, this is such a snowball coming out from GeeK Fam-PH, and Bren Esports will lose another turret from bottom side of the map, and GeeK Fam, they really are comfortable with this. Finally, they will group up with Curtizi, but as soon as they get in, look at what Curtizi did. So, selling his wooden mask already, because you know, it's go time. Already, the amount of gold that he put into this wooden mask already paid off. And it's more than paid off. Actually, the initiation of the UG, this time the bouncing ball, it will not stop the magic shoes, but UG still will fall mega kill for the Chango.
Yep, indeed. Of course, that was an awkward position there on the side of UG. The fact that he was completely separated there, GeeK Fam-PH was just going to capitalize on that. Wynot was able to pop that ultimate, making sure that UG does not survive, allowing GeeK Fam a lot of space to get that kill. So they got the turrets down, they got the turtle, and then you got these pick-off kills, which is a really good momentum swing in favor of GeeK Fam-PH.
Now, the map control from GeeK Fam-PH is going to rain down hard onto Bren Esports. As 4 turrets already being taken down, they slow down Coco. Dogman charging up the initiation. And there you go. They will not going to get anyone, but the penalty zone collects on the free. They take out the Badang already. But the Cobra is going to be traded. Escanor marching forward, taking down. Yes, this with the help of the Rafaela. They also took the turret. And that is 2-for-1 in favor of GeeK Fam-PH.
look at that damage of that Executioner strike. Oh my goodness. Like on 4 members, depleting like a majority of your HP on Bren Esports. That's really intimidating.
Very quickly as well.
Plus you have Kingpin with that ultimate as well, just to zone out members of Bren Esports. It's really going to dish out a lot of damage. Remember, Curtizi, I mean, he's yet to go online, so this is really problematic for Bren Esports. The fact that they're letting GeeK just demolish them in every cylinders.
And as a result, Bren Esports, they have lost all of their other turrets. And I think that eventually the Lord will be taken by GeeK-PH. For now, it's the Turtle, so since it's just 7 minutes in. But you can already feel the strength of the GeeK-PH lineup. With 8,000 gold ahead, they aren't scared of Bren Esports at all. And they can even just try to stay and let the lane pressure against Bren Esports. They can't keep doing this forever, and Bren Esports, they will lose the gold out of the map time and time again because of the fact that GeeK Fam, they're the only ones who can take out the jungle at this point.
Yep, indeed. And so far, GeeK-PH, they got the momentum going at their favor. They got the jungle at their favor. Bren Esports, they can't even go out of their base because of the fact that GeeK-PH has just dictated everything.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult for them. Like, it's finding a solution is going to be something that's going to be on the other side of the universe for the side of Bren Esports.
Really hard. Look at Dogman. And down the bottom, I think this is a shadow kill committed on the Badang. Escanor jumps in. There's the penalty zone. And now, look at the Chango with the Meteor Shower. It will eventually not be able to reach Dogman with a Tyrant's Revenge into the Rage. But it doesn't matter. They don't die. They just put some damage onto the turret in the middle.
Yeah, this is the beauty about GeeK Fam's lineup. They're so fluid, they're so flexible. You can let Darkness jump in, you can let Escanor jump in, you can let Curtizi jump in, and then you got the Rafaela sustain. And add the fact that Darkman and Escanor are playing 2 tanky heroes already in this game. And that's going to be something that Bren Esports would have a difficult time to deal against. They don't have yet that damage. I mean, yes, Coco's got that Demon Hunter sword, and he's got that Golden Staff, but so far, it's not really going to be having an impact unless if we're going to see like a Signal Ultra Aura on Bren Esports.
Yeah. It's going to be really hard for Bren Esports right now because the way that they drafted their lineup, they don't have any late game insurance. They could say that they have Doc Libo at this point, but can he match up against the Terizla as well as this Hayabusa? This Hayabusa will just use the ultimate and this Granger will fall. Well, maybe Hayes will be there to save him, but could easily be not enough.
Yeah, because if you look at Bren Esports, you need kills if you're Bren Esports, especially if you're going for like a double bounty hunter emblem strategy. And that's something that's not given to them. Like, sure, you got the sustain, sure, you got the damage from Batang, but so far it's not producing any results on the Bren side.
Wow, this is interesting. Oracle picked up by the Terizla. Additional magic damage, absorption, of course. And you do have more regeneration coming up from any source. And as easy as I say that, GeeK Fam taking down the Lord, not even breaking sweat.
Yeah, and finally Bren Esports getting that tier 1 tower on the top lane. Of course, they're able to get that tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, but it took them a huge time interval for them to get another objective. So it's a bit rough for the side of Bren Esports. Can they actually come back from it? I mean, sure, they're slowly racking up their items. Like I saw an Ice Queen 1 onto UG just to slow things down onto GeeK, just to like potentially slow down any aggression from GeeK-PH. But so far, you want UG to get some additional items just to provide the necessary damage on team fights. I mean, that's what Lilia is quite known for.
Now, Bren Esports is struggling a lot. I can't think of any solution
really
for now. It's really difficult, like I said. Duckman charges out the Tyrant's Revenge. The turret will fall. They will not jump just yet. And look at this. They're just dealing so much damage. Well, Rafaela finally falls. But it doesn't matter. Curtizi getting away with a quad shadow.
Yeah, I mean, Curtizi could actually get off a pickoff kill on that end. Yeah. Thank goodness for Bren Esports. They got that Estes. They got Dogman.
Missing the mark. But this is just zoning away Bren Esports. They are able to take down the inhibitor turret up top. In comes the rest. Escanor chopped behind the barrier, but there's the penalty zone. It will heal him up. They will pick up the one. It's the Lilia down for the count. And look at this. The stun still connects with Dogman in there. Curtizi with the shadow kill, taking down 1. Make that 2. Can it be 3? No, it will not be. But it doesn't matter. GeeK-PH, they have taken this in the bag.
Wow, this is the first time I've witnessed Bren Esports getting beaten like this. I mean, I remember Bren Esports in their very first game against Esports-PH. They were the ones like dominating their opponents.
That's true.
But in this case, it doesn't look like Bren has actually gotten online. I felt like it was a really greedy situation for Bren Esports. Like, they have to get kills for this lineup to work. When you get this dual bounty hunter rune situation, you really have to, make some progress. Like, you go aggressive, get